My name is Stephen Green.
Hi, I'm Helen Fields, and I have been a teacher at Mount Anthony for about 8 years, and I, with Stephen, have co-directed the gardens here at the middle school for the past 5 years. We've started training some of the teachers to incorporate agriculture into their curriculum. A couple of years ago, teachers came out and we had a teacher from each discipline. Each one of those did a workshop demonstrating for this faculty. The faculty came out as students. The English teacher told a story and had the children come around and do writing reflections. The art teachers had students actually make artwork for the garden. The science department did a science experiment. Some of them are gardeners and some of them are not, but they were very happy to be shown how to take 25 students into the garden and deliver a lesson in 40 minutes.
We also got a grant to bring a team up to Shelburne Farms who went and spent 3 days learning about integrating sustainability into a curriculum and how to use a garden in meaningful ways. What are the opportunities, what are the pitfalls, and how do you work as a team?
We have this fabulous billy goat question where how much square footage does a billy goat need if it's tied up to the side of a barn, and this is the area that it has to eat and this is how long its rope is.
Well, for me, I mean, it's the same type of combination. When you talk about physical education, you talk about gardening, kids are, working hard. They're usually working up a sweat. We want our kids focus on exercise and, things like that. And phys ed is when you come out here, it's, putting the dedication and having your mindset towards, finding a goal, whether it be, tilling a garden bed or, doing something like that.
The 6th grade teacher, Emily Hunter, did a fabulous project with wheat. Her students planted several strains of wheat, and then they kept records of their experience, and they harvested it and then they threshed it. They made their own bread with it in the science class. They talked about the science of fermentation, and then they presented this research that they did. An important aspect of teaching garden-based learning is that it is project-based and it is outdoors and physical, and kids have their hands on work and hands-on play.
A lot of times you get the question as a teacher, it's like, why do we have to learn this stuff, or why is this important? And I feel like that answers that question in a very tangible way. It's like you can understand natural selection or selective breeding, or you can understand the genetics of one kind of corn crossing with another kind of corn.
Well, I think you see the kids and, you see how excited they get about, handling baby chickens, and that's one of the things I think they really tend to adapt to. It's just different things that a lot of these kids don't get to experience. Even if they're not their, forte, if it's not their true passion, it's something that I think everybody should have the chance to see different things that you're not going to see, when you're in town or even, in daily life in school or obviously at home. You want kids to learn, whether it not be obviously directly curriculum related, just learn about what people do and what life is and, how things work outside of, their little world.
A number of the kids that we got they were not always like the most academically successful kids, and we also got a number of kids who were like on the autistic spectrum, and quite often they would be stars out here in the garden. These kids would be more tuned into their environment. They would notice things that other kids didn't notice. They would have success at doing things that other kids maybe would not be as successful at.
It's very important to have a core group of people that meets regularly, and that you pick one goal and you try to make that goal be successful, and you try to grow in small increments in the beginning. So the Farm to School program grants really helped us to move forward. We had the equipment that we needed, we had the food that we needed to make food every week for our after-school program.
But once the administration here saw that the garden was being successful, that kids were, getting some value from it, monies from the school started becoming available to us. And by the 3rd year, we were in a place where we could go to the school board and say, look, here's what we've done. Here are our successes, and we could show them pictures of students at the farmers market marketing produce from the garden.
Last year and this year, the board increased the amount of money that they're supporting the program with, so we have been able to expand. We're hoping the sustainability students and the science classes will be building us a greenhouse. It's very important to pull in the outside members of the community and get supports from different aspects of your community, because you never know when one of them is going to be an amazing resource for you, which we have found out over and over again. Communication, 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 and outreach to the community. Also publicity. It's really important to let people know what you're doing. Don't be shy. I think a very important aspect of a program like this would be to create some kind of a blog so that people that use social media are able to see what you're doing.
Over time, we have just found our allies, and built, one step at a time. And there are a lot of allies out there. There are a lot of people, if they see what you're doing and they hear about what you're doing, they will start coming out of the woodwork.